Hello everybody, Chill Brown Vegan here. Welcome back to another vegan recipe video. Today I have 4 spooktacular recipes that you can serve up at your vegan Halloween party. Now I just do this for fun. This is not about perfectionism, so you're gonna see some bloopers here and there along the way, but that's okay because they still look pretty cool and they taste good, and that's all that matters. So please enjoy the video. Let's get spooky! First, I'm going to show you how to make these adorably creepy meatball eyeballs. You're going to need some black soybean spaghetti. You can use regular pasta, but the black soybean spaghetti just ups the creep factor a little bit. And then you're going to need some type of vegan meatballs. I'm using the meatballs from Aldi. And then you'll need some vegan cream cheese. Typically, this sort of thing calls for vegan mozzarella, but I could not find that, so this will just have to do. And of course, you can't have spaghetti without some marinara sauce, so you'll need some of that too. And lastly, you will need some large black olives. Let's make our monster. So for starters, the meatballs are frozen, so we're going to have to thaw them out. You want to choose the amount that you need. I'm using 8 meatballs per eyeball because, well, these are a lot smaller than I thought they would be. If you actually look at the photo, they look way bigger, but whatever, it is what it is. So I have assembled 8 meatballs per each eyeball. I'm going to heat them in the microwave for 1 minute. While that's doing its thing, here is what the black soybean noodles look like. You're going to go ahead and get the water boiling, pour them in with a little bit of salt and olive oil, and you're going to cook them according to the package instructions. The water will turn black, but that is perfectly fine. Once it's done boiling, you're going to remove it from the heat and strain it. Do not pour water on the noodles. Just let them sit there. The meatballs are thawed out, so what you're going to do is take 8 meatballs and just crush them all together. They're going to be a little bit crumbly. They're not going to want to cooperate, but you can bend them to your will. Just roll them up into a big old ball. And then once they're rolled into the balls, you're going to make an indentation in the middle. This is where we're going to put the cream cheese and our olive. So make sure that you have enough space that you can put the cream cheese in it. Then in that indentation that you made, you're going to put your cream cheese and spread it around with a spoon. And then right in the cream cheese, you're going to put your black olive. That's going to be the pupil. Now, at first, I guess I wanted them to look straight ahead, but then I said, you know what, they're going to look off into the distance. So, yeah, that's why I did that. Yeah. Arrange the eyeballs how you like, and once you're done, you're going to pop them in the oven at 350 degrees for about 5 to 10 minutes, or until they're nice and firm and somewhat crispy. When you are happy with your creation, it is time to plate them up. Now, the pasta is going to be very hot, so be careful while you're working with it. You wouldn't want to burn yourself. So go ahead and spread it around in the bowl, and then once you've done that, you're going to create a bit of a well in the middle. And this is where your eyeballs are going to go. But before we do that, I say we need a pop of color. Remember that tomato sauce that we had earlier? Go ahead and grab that. Spread the sauce around however you like. You can make it pretty, you can make it messy. Just make sure you use a lot of it. And when you're done, go ahead and put your meatball eyeballs right in the center. There are many different ways to arrange this. Be creative. And once you have them in position, go ahead and add some more of that tomato sauce. Fill in any gaps, make it look nice, or not. And then you're done. Spooky vegan dish number 1 is complete. And yes, I am spooning this in straight from the jar. I'm going to heat it up and eat it later, so don't judge me. For the next spooky dish, we are making some garlic bread bones. Now this was actually very delicious, but pro tip, as you can see here, I'm using pizza crust. In particular, I'm using thin crust. If you want nice, soft, fluffy bones, do not use the thin crust. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, next ingredient is vegan butter of your choice. You can use vegan Parmesan of your choice. Preferably, I would have used Violife, but I didn't have it. So this is what we went with. And finally, you will need some garlic. I'm using powder, but feel free to mince it by hand. So the first thing you want to do is roll out some parchment paper. You're going to open up that Pillsbury pizza crust, spread it out over the parchment paper. You're just going to cut it into strips. I'm just using a pizza cutter. They don't all have to be the same size because, as we all know, bones are not all the same size, so it doesn't really matter. Now take one of your strips, and this is the hard part. You're just going to cut the end like so. So that you have two pieces. Kind of looks like bunny rabbit ears. And then you're going to flip that over and do it to the same side. Then it's going to look kind of like an X. Ta-da! You've done it. There you are. Now, you're going to take one piece and flip it down toward the center. You're going to do it with the other side as well, so that it kind of looks like a heart or a bone. And then you're going to turn it over and do the same thing with the other two strips that you cut. Once you've done that, you're just going to press it all down, and then you've got your bone. Now, when you heat this up, you're going to flip it over and you're going to have this side up. So the side that's folded in, you do not want that side up. Spread them all out on some parchment paper, and when you're done, you're going to bake them in the oven according to the package instructions. When they're done, you should have these nice, crispy, flaky, golden brown bones. You're going to let them cool slightly, and then you should have melted that butter while they were cooking and mixed in the Parmesan cheese and the garlic. I did add a little bit of Italian seasoning as well, but you're going to go ahead and brush them onto your bones. Use as much as you like. If you happen to use the block of Violife cheese, go ahead and grate that and sprinkle it on top. It'll look really nice. And then when you're done, you've got these delicious garlicky bones to munch on. In fact, go ahead and get some of that tomato sauce from earlier, and you can dip these bones inside of that. It tastes really great. Trust me. The next creepy recipe is feet loaf, but I made 1 foot, so foot loaf. Anyway, I'm using Beyond Burger plant-based patties because, well, quite frankly, they're half the price of Impossible Burgers. Otherwise, I would have used that. But what you're going to do is go ahead and dump all of those patties into a bowl. And as you can see, there's some white paper, maybe some kind of parchment paper. Go ahead and take that off. We don't want to be chewing on that while we're eating our foot. Once you have removed that, we are going to season up the patties. I have to admit, I do like to season this freehand, as in I don't always like to measure it, but rest assured I will have everything down in the description box below. I pretty much eyeballed it all, but I'm using Worcestershire sauce and some black pepper, some garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, and possibly some other spices in there as well. I'll have everything down in the description box below. Once your patties are thoroughly seasoned, we are going to just put on some gloves because they are kind of gross to handle. And then you're going to mix it all up. Make sure you mix it up really well and get all of the seasonings and spices incorporated. You don't want to bite into a plain piece of foot. When you're done, get some parchment paper, put it on a baking tray, and plop down your vegan meat. You're going to form the foot. You can make whatever shape you like. Honestly, seeing this back now, I probably could have made 2 feet, but hey, it is what it is. Okay, so what I did here was I chopped a small white onion in half. You're gonna just put that into the top part of the foot and chop up smaller pieces of onion to use as the toenails. That piece up top is the bone, obviously, but I just thought I should mention that. And then once you have a toenail for each of the feet, we need a little bit of blood, right? We just chopped off somebody's foot. It's not just gonna be, nice and pretty. It's not gonna be a clean cut. Go ahead and put some ketchup on it. Alternatively, I guess you could use beet juice. It probably won't taste as good as ketchup, but yeah, you can go ahead and make the blood drip down, make it look really gruesome and gory, however you like. And when you're done, we're going to pop it in the oven and bake it for about 35 minutes. And this is what it looks like. It's nice and crispy. The onions have caramelized a little bit. As you can see on the last two toes, you can't even hardly see the toenails, but that's okay. So yes, here it is. I do just want to let you know that Beyond Meat is very juicy, so be sure to add some breadcrumbs in this when you do this, or it's going to be just like liquid everywhere. And last but certainly not least, we are making the sausage pinhead. Now this one was very fun and interesting to make. You're going to need some mini sausages. I went with field roast, which is a bit pricey, so choose your sausage wisely. You're going to need some green olives with the pimiento stuffed inside, some toothpicks, and a styrofoam head that looks a little something like this. You're going to start by wrapping the head in some kind of saran wrap or maybe some aluminum foil because we want to protect the styrofoam head and we don't want our food to be touching this. We don't know where it's been, right? Right. So once you've done that, you're just going to stick a toothpick through the sausage and then stick that into the styrofoam head. You can rip the sausages to size to fill whatever space you need filled. The point of this is you want to fill up all of the space so that there's not much white showing through. I had another idea after I did this, but I thought it also might work with some rice cakes, so that's another idea to try. Anyway, once you're done with that, you're going to put a toothpick all the way through the olive and stick that into the eye area. That's going to be your eyeball. You're going to do that on both sides. And then maybe you can tell, maybe you can't, but I ran out of sausage because like I said, it's expensive, so I had to cover up the neck somehow. So what I did was I put some grapes down there, but if you have crackers, pretzels, nuts, you can just make a vegan charcuterie board and just make it look really fancy and creative. But that's how I did the sausage pinhead. And this is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching and sticking with me to the end. I hope you enjoyed this. I will say I tried all of these and they are very delicious. So I do hope that you give them a try as well. And before you go, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos just like this one. I post 1 to 2 times per week, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. Stay spooky. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.